Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Defining Discipline podcast. I'm your host, Scott. Defining discipline is a lifestyle, a mentality, and a brand. And within this podcast, we're going to focus on self-improvement as you follow along with me on my journey. We'll also hear from special guests of all walks of life on this podcast and their remarkable journeys that led them to where they are today. Today is day 88 of my journey. At the beginning of the year, I challenged myself to run 365 days out of the year, every single day outside, bearing the elements, whatever they may bring. I also challenged myself to run 1,250 miles within this time frame. This is a 25% step up in miles from what I ran last year, and a 100% step up in the amount of days I'm running from last year. I also challenged myself to run my first ever 50K this June in Yankee Springs, Michigan. It's a trail race, my first ever trail race. Really looking forward to doing that, as well as my first ever officially timed marathon that is in October at the Detroit Free Press International Marathon. Other than that, let's get into miles, because today I'm a little tired and want to try to get through this episode as quick as possible. I'm sorry, guys. New father here, and just a lot on my plate right now. Today I put in 1.5 miles. That put me at 1.5 miles for the week. I wanted to get out there and put 3.5 in today, but ate a little bit of food and then dug into a little bit of ice cream right before I went out for my run. Waited to run way too late into the day again, and after I got out there, I felt a little heavy and a little slow. Still was thinking about doing 3.5, but realized after I was halfway to the point where I was about to turn that it's about to get dark, and it's completely dark now. It was about to get dark, and I forgot to wear my light like I planned to. So I was like, all right, well, I guess it's meant to be. I'm just doing 1.5 today. So turned around, put 1.5 in for today. That's 1.5 for the week since it's Monday. And I realized in order to hit my yearly goal of 1,250 miles, I would have to average out 100 miles every single month. So I decided that every month I would do a 100-mile challenge on Facebook in honor of different fundraisers and charities and try to raise money for them while putting in the miles to hit each month in order to hit my yearly goal. So far I'm at 355.7 miles out of these 3 months. I was able to hit the mileage for month 1, month 2, and month 3. We were able to raise money for 2 good charities in the first 2 months, and right now we're raising money for I'm brain farting. Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. And you can find the link to donate to this fundraiser on the Defining Discipline Instagram and Facebook stories, as well as my personal page, Instagram, and Facebook story. There, you'll click on the link. It'll say donate. It'll take you to the Facebook page where you can put in how much you want to donate. All donations go directly to the fundraiser. Facebook gets 0 out of the cut. So it's a really cool thing if you want to donate to this month's fundraiser. This month's fundraiser will close out April 7th. So it will run over a little bit into April. But April 1st, we will have a new fundraiser for the month of April. Other than that, guys, though, my monthly miles is 114.4. That's where I stand for the month. And again, for the year, I stand at 355.7. Good chunk of the way out. And got a good straight shot to hit these mileage. Hit the mileage I need every month, and just a good straight shot to hit the mileage for the year. That being said, guys, I am really tired. This is day 29, so it's day 5 with the baby, and it's definitely a transition, which was I'm pretty sure yesterday's episode. I can't even really think straight, so it's definitely taking a getting used to, but I'm enjoying every single minute of it. I've never been happier just to spend some time with my daughter. That being said, let's just get into today's episode so I can maybe try to get a little nap in and then focus on building a little bit of furniture we got from IKEA I got behind me, and just maybe laying down and trying to call it a night and waking up and changing diapers and helping the wife out. So episode 88. Today I want to talk about eternity. Now, eternity to me it's kind of like a strange concept, just because it is so definite. The fact that, we all are going to die. We all have a fate of not escaping and getting out of this. We all have the same fate, no matter who you are. But it is also something that, though it being so definite and we all know that we're going to face it, it is something that is also so mysterious and unknown, and there's no real definite answer of what happens. There's ideas, there's theories, but no one truly knows what happens. And you know, you could think of some of the religious theories of heaven. You could think of some atheist theories of just nothing, or maybe reincarnation, which is, I think, maybe, don't quote me because I don't know it very well, but maybe Buddhist or Hindu, one of them believe in reincarnation, I believe. So there's all these different theories, and I don't really want to get into maybe what I necessarily believe in, but I just feel, as of now, there's a big trend about, I guess, an atheistic trend that religion is awful and there's nothing good out of it, and it is what it is. But I've never, I guess you can say, I've always believed, but I've never acted like I believed. And that's something I want to talk about with eternity, is the thought of it is really scary, and when I get into these things of thinking about it, I freak myself out and go into a bad rabbit hole sometimes, I guess you could say. But the more I think about it, the more I realize that just the thought and the idea of this in general, okay, this computer I'm talking into, the phone we have, the technology, how far we've came as humans to what the beginning of the stories said we were, and just the idea of, in general, okay, let's even go back as far as thinking of just the chicken and the egg theory. Like, okay, we can say evolution, we'll go that route and saying that's exactly where humans came from. We came from the sea and crawled out and did this and did this and did this and did this. And you can go with the Big Bang, but what even started the Big Bang? And it's just a really crazy thing to kind of go into. And I really do believe in good and evil, and I do believe in a heaven. I can't necessarily say I'm Christian, though a lot of people I know are Christian, and some are Catholic, and they pray for me, and I believe in it. I believe in it enough. I do see the good in it. It's just, for me, there's so many things that it's hard just to pick one, and especially just to pick one because people close to you pick it without actually thinking about what it could mean. And the more I've actually examined and gotten into trying to understand the Bible, the more I've tried to accept it, and the more I have learned to accept it. Like, it's more, I kind of get the idea of it more when I've actually tried to think about it. But I guess when we're talking about eternity and Big Bang and all this stuff, one thing that I always think of, that I've always wanted to talk about, is just the idea of kind of maybe the Big Bang being, like, since I am a new father, right? The Big Bang being that human life, like the Big Bang being a sperm hitting an egg, and all this universe is, if it is a Big Bang, is what if we are inside of a brain of a bigger organism in a different world, and when we create, like I have just recently created, that there's a whole entire universe technically inside of her, maybe there's an earth in her that has these more people, like all these, we know there's living organisms. So what if it's kind of like the Horton Hears a Who effect, where there's living things in every single thing, there's worlds and everything, and the Big Bang is technically, your creation. So like maybe my DNA here and my life here, when I pass on, passes on, but maybe I continue on to the next version. I don't know. I just don't believe that this is the end. I can't believe in just black, and it's not because I don't think it's possible. Like, I guess anything is possible, but out of all the possibilities, this world itself is so strange. The things that we can do and the things inside of it, that to think that it just goes black and it's over, that seems the most improbable thing, right? You could tell me we die and then we turn into donkey heads with elephant bodies with that poop out gold and eat paper. I don't, and I'd be like, yeah, that kind of makes sense. That makes just as much sense as there being nothing, because what's going on right now, as much as we've coped with it and like, oh yeah, this makes sense, this is comfortable, this is life, this is people, this is how life itself is just crazy. Just actually sit back and think about it, think about what's going on, and being a father and having a kid is just such a miracle to look at something that you've created, and eternity. And I really do, I believe in it. I believe that there's people that were a part of my life that are watching over me now from a different place, and you can call me crazy, whatever you want. But yet again, it's not that I don't necessarily believe in the Bible, it's just I'm trying to understand it more, and it's something that I'm trying, and I need to try harder to focus on learning more about, not just Bible, but other other things of religion. So don't want to keep you guys too much longer. I've just kind of been rambling about eternity. It's such an amazing thing and an amazing thought to just kind of think about. So for your daily discipline, that's it. Think about eternity. Think about where you will end up in eternity, if there is a possibility, even if you don't believe in a heaven and hell. Let's say you're wrong, because you've been wrong about plenty of other things, just like I've been wrong about many things, that once I'm wrong, I'm like, wow, maybe I should have really thought about that. There's a good possibility that I'm wrong. I'm not thinking that I am correct. It is a belief, but think about eternity and think about where you would end up if there is a chance of being a heaven or a hell, or however you want to think all kinds of things. Think about reincarnation, think about maybe different energy. I'm a big believer in karma, so just think about the different kind of things when you think about eternity and what may happen, and maybe that'll change your perspective. And again, something like I said that I would need to do is I'm talking about it right now, how I believe in this and this and this, but my actions don't always align with what I say. So the thing I need to do is try to make sure that I follow what I preach. I want to, make sure I'm doing what the path I'm trying to preach, to walk down. I want to make sure that I can walk down it myself, and it's always a battle to try to be the best version of yourself, and to not sin, whatever the sin may be, and do the best thing you can. So for your daily discipline, like I said, it is to think about eternity, and to maybe think about the path you can take to be the best version of yourself. What this whole podcast is about, is just being the best version of yourself that you can be. So other than that, guys, this is episode 88. It is about eternity. I want to thank you guys so much for listening. If you can, please give this podcast a like, a subscribe, a follow, and a share on our Instagram, our Facebook, our YouTube, and whatever podcast streaming platform you listen on. And that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for listening. I'm your host, Scott. This is the Defining Discipline podcast. Make sure you guys stay disciplined. I'll see you guys tomorrow for episode 89. Peace out.